The U.S. Navy has officially established the first squadron that will operate its future MQ-25 Stingray carrier-based unmanned tankers. Since the service does not expect to begin test flying more refined MQ-25 prototypes from actual carriers until the end of next year, this unit will focus on training and maintenance of these drones for the time being. Viewers may note that in October 2017, U.S. Navy released the final MQ-25 Stingray RFP. The competitors were Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and General Atomics. General Atomics proposed the Sea Avenger concept, which is an enlarged version of the Avenger drone customized for air refueling. Lockheed Martin put on the table their Sea Ghost design based on the RQ-170 Sentinel. Northrop Grumman initially proposed X-47B, but later withdrew, stating it wouldn't be able to execute the program under the terms of the service's request for proposals. Boeing came into the competition with a full-fledged prototype derived from its Phantom Ray demonstrator, which ultimately won. The design is powered by a single Rolls-Royce AE 3007N turbofan engine that delivers 10,000 pounds or 4,500 kilograms of thrust. Last year, Stingray conducted an autonomous taxi and takeoff and then flew in an approximately 2-hour-long predefined route. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. U.S. Navy P8A Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft has been seen flying a mission from the Kadena Air Base on the Japanese island of Okinawa. Interestingly, the aircraft was armed with live AGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles. The mission seems to have been undertaken to send a signal to China, which has been increasingly taking belligerent steps. The P-8 Poseidon is developed by Boeing and is modified from the 737-800 ERX. It's capable of anti-submarine warfare, ASW, anti-surface warfare, ASUW, and shipping interdiction. It also has early warning self-protection, EWSP ability. Powered by two CF M56 7B 27A turbofans that are capable of generating 121 kilonewtons of thrust, it's able to reach a maximum speed of 490 knots or 907 kilometers per hour. It has a combat radius of 1,380 miles or 2,220 kilometers that enables it to cover large swaths of ocean. Harpoon is an over-the-horizon anti-ship missile manufactured by Boeing Defense, Space and Security. Initially developed in the 1970s, it's seen many upgrades over the years. The Harpoon Block 2 was developed to offer an expanded engagement envelope, enhanced resistance to electronic countermeasures, and improved targeting. It has the capability to reach targets at a maximum distance of 80 miles or 130 kilometers. Though the missile has a subsonic speed of Mach 0.7, it's important to note that it's a sea-skimming missile, which makes it hard to detect and engage. The 500-pound penetration, high-explosive blast warhead provides the missile with enough firepower to cripple a large surface combatant. A U.S. Marine F-35B stealth jet and KC-130J aerial tanker have collided and crashed in Southern California. The official statement from Marine Corps Air Station, Yuma, Arizona, said, "At approximately 1600 It was reported that an F-35B made contact with a KC-130J during an air-to-air refueling evolution, resulting in the crash of the F-35B. The pilot of the F-35B ejected successfully and is currently being treated. The KC-130J is on deck in the vicinity of Thermal Airport. All crew members of the KC-130J have been reported safe. The official cause of the crash is currently under investigation. Updates will be provided as information becomes available. The F-35B is the short takeoff and vertical landing STOVL variant. KC-130 is a family of the extended range tanker version of the C-130 Hercules transport aircraft modified for aerial refueling. The KC-130J is the latest variant operated by the United States Marine Corps, with 48 delivered out of 79 ordered. Things could escalate to dangerous levels in Armenia-Azerbaijan clash over control of the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. American and Russian-made weapons could enter the theater soon. Turkey, which is a close defense partner of Azerbaijan, has reportedly threatened to deploy American-supplied F-16 fighter jets against Armenian forces. The Armenian government has referred to the threat of Turkish intervention as a sword of Damocles hanging over the Nagorno-Karabakh region, with the country's ambassador to Russia warning that the armed forces would counter any deployments of Turkish fighter jets with the use of Iskander hypersonic ballistic missiles. Viewers may note that Armenia was the first confirmed export client for the Iskander hypersonic tactical ballistic missile system. It's considered to be one of the most capable platforms of its kind in the world and was purchased specifically to counter Azerbaijan's air defense network. U.S. Navy P8A Poseidon anti-submarine warfare aircraft has carried out its first refueling mission from India's strategically located military base in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. This comes amid rising tensions between India and China. The refueling reportedly occurred near the end of September and was carried out under the Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, which the two countries signed in 2016. The Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, LMOA, allows them to use each other's land, air, and naval bases for repair and resupply. The U.S. Navy plans to deploy 60% of its surface ships in the Indo-Pacific in the near future. Instead of having to build facilities virtually from the ground up, as in Afghanistan and Iraq, the U.S. now has the benefit of using the tremendous Indian facilities. The U.S. has a large number of bases around the world, and this will be strategically very helpful for India. Here's an example to understand better. Think of a situation where a U.S. vessel needs fuel and supplies from their Indian counterparts. Instead of having to pay in cash for them, India will simply maintain a ledger balance for the transaction, which is cleared in one go at the end of the fiscal year. Similarly, if an Indian naval vessel suffers a maintenance problem while visiting the U.S. for an exercise, the repairs are done in an American port. The U.S. Navy has awarded the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution a contract worth more than $12 million to develop unmanned undersea vehicles and buoys. The contract also includes the development of a network communications and data sharing infrastructure to link them all together. The project could pave the way for a more active American underwater surveillance system in this increasingly strategic Arctic region. As the ice caps melt in the Arctic, it will become economically viable to navigate. Russia is gearing up to monetize the potentially lucrative Northern Sea Route (NSR) as the Barents Sea and Arctic thaw faster than anticipated. Northern Sea Route could make connectivity between Europe and Asia 40% faster, cheaper, more fuel efficient, and greener. Russia will lose land as the ice melts, but it may gain nearly 1.2 million square kilometers in its continental shelf, which means it will have the right to extract undersea minerals and energy resources. The U.S. will need to protect its interest, and this is part of that effort. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.